got texted by Sam Panayotovich.
Is he coming?
No, he's not in town. He's coming out for March Madness.
I have to be here for March Madness too. Unacceptable.
Is that official?
Pretty fucking sure.
Like the first round?
And then I'm going to Mexico.
No shit. Really? Okay.
Can you believe I have a friend that's turning 50? I'm going to a
friends.
50th birthday party in Mexico.
Really?
I think we've already started the show. You guys are just behind.
This is the show? This is terrible.
Oh.
This can't.
Are you going to slam that before the show? I'm on margarita. This is 1.1.
I had a ginger ale at lunch. Pretty good lunch. I thought the portion size was too big, honestly.
You offended the waitress that you didn't finish all your food.
Yeah,
I watched her.
I had no idea that thing was going to be that big, man.
You ordered it.
Yeah, I screwed
You
up.
ordered it like you knew exactly what it was. It was like a pile of tater tots with taco toppings, and you ordered it so definitively. I was like, oh, it must be good.
I really screwed that up.
What else is new?
That was my bad. Okay, so the show is going on right now.
I thought we started the show like 5 minutes ago.
First talking point, Kelly.
You need notes?
Yeah, because I don't remember anything.
Shocker.
So Kelly, today's Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday.
You were in Manhattan on Monday night. KU, Kansas State. I got a few things I want to talk about. We did the show last week. You said the line was going to be 10.5. What is the matter with you?
Okay, first of all,
10.5.
10.5 was a neutral.
Close like 3.5.
Was a neutral court line.
Why would you? Neutral court line.
And in
you
fairness,
knew where the game was.
I did, but I said, watch, we're going to be like double digit. Okay, first of all, there's a little bit of reverse jinx to that. Yes, I said like 10.5 on Twitter. Correct.
X.
Also,
Used to be called Twitter.
weigh Bramlage Coliseum, a.k.a. the Octagon of Doom, far more than Mr. Pomeroy does. I looked in there. He gives us a 3.8. Sir, Monday night, per capita, there's 11,000 people in that arena.
Okay.
Pound for pound, most rowdy place.
Where?
I know everyone wants to talk about Allen Fieldhouse. Everyone wants to talk about...
Allen Fieldhouse is awesome.
Yeah, but they have like double the capacity. And the
Yeah.
place pumps in artificial noise.
It's like the Seahawks?
Yes.
Whoa. Wait, which one does? Yours or KU?
KU and the Seahawks.
KU pumps in artificial noise?
Of course they do.
I went to a game there last
Ask
year.
our producer, Mike Rigg went there. He knows.
He just put his beer down.
They
in
have like the
disgust.
best speaker system in the Big 12.
Mike Rigg is pissed off at you.
And that's a factual thing. Hilton, they just boo really loud. Doesn't mean it's the best home court.
Hilton is Iowa State.
Yeah.
So you bet the game.
Okay, so it was really funny.
Because I heard that there was a rumor that I made an illegal bet for you on the game. I was in Nevada.
Okay, so I got a text from another bookmaker in town like, hey, I had nothing to do with this. And it's like, there's like three.
Who was that? Who was that?
I don't want to throw him under the bus.
Okay. All right.
Okay, fine. It's our friend Jeff Benson from Circa.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Okay,
Jeff
so
texted me and he goes, hey, I want you to know I had nothing to do with this. And I'm like, what? There's 3 minutes left in the game. The game is tied. And there I am reading some insane tweet from some guy that
X.
is some loser on Twitter who, okay, so here's how it went down.
What was the tweet?
The tweet was basically that I committed Wire Act fraud. And for those of you that don't know what the Wire Act is, RFK, right? Senior, JFK's brother.
Bobby Kennedy.
Bobby, during the like all mob world,
Okay.
passed some bills so that they could like launder less money and do things across state lines, right? And
I think we're veering off the
right, but
course here.
but basically sports gambling got tied into that, and it's still a thing.
Okay.
Where it would be illegal, technically, for me to call you and say, hey, John, can you put this bet in for me, correct?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
illegal.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so it's illegal because
Across
of,
state lines, yeah.
because of the Wire Act. Apparently, this bozo didn't realize I was in Kansas.
Yeah.
There's a lot of books in Kansas. SuperBook is not one of them.
No, we're not in Kansas.
So I don't think I would have asked you to log into my...
SuperBook Kansas account, which doesn't exist.
Correct.
But why was I involved?
I don't know. He tagged you.
He tagged me on X?
He tagged you. He tagged SuperBook, SuperBook Sports.
Oh.
I almost said USA. You guys haven't been SuperBook USA for a long time.
No, we got rid
SuperBook
of
Sports. It's almost like when I call you guys the Hilton and I get yelled at by social media.
So you're saying a guy accused
Basically
me of betting for you?
For me, apparently he doesn't know what the different sportsbook skins look like. So for a professional bettor, you would think he would understand that this sportsbook is blue, this sportsbook is green, this sportsbook is yellow. I don't know. I don't know. Not out here causing any harm. But anyway, I dropped Brett off in Kansas City. We ate some awesome barbecue.
I want to talk about that.
Oh.
I want to talk about that.
Why he didn't want to go to the game?
Yeah.
Would you want to go to a game with me?
In Manhattan, absolutely. No, I watched. So I don't watch a lot of these games, I just don't. I got home that night. I watched the whole second half and overtime. Me and Ellie, my beagle. Awesome. It was a great game. And then you're like, yeah, Brett didn't go. So what the fuck are you talking about? He didn't go. Brett.
I think he doesn't like going to games with me.
Because you're so obnoxious?
Probably.
I can see that.
But you know what's funny? And I even tweeted this. Like, there was a couple calls where even Aunt Helen, who does not curse, she doesn't drink, was calling bullshit. I was like, oh, I love this.
Really?
Like, I bring out the worst in Aunt Helen at the games, and it's great. And it was funny because we were sitting next to a KU fan. So Aunt Helen used to have really great seats when I was a kid, and we would all go. And she had people to give tickets to, and like, as people move away and stop, or maybe become a little, it makes it hard for them to go to games. Well, as they age, going up and down the stairs.
Like me?
Yeah, so like my uncle sits in the handicap, so her seat next to her is always open.
Okay.
So anyway, I get a text from my buddy Ben. He's like, hey, Pat Bosco has 2 extra seats center court. You want to join us? And I'm like, yep. So we walked right over to center court. And mind you, these are like probably some of, besides the people sitting on the court, some of the wealthiest donors for K-State.
Like you?
No.
Yes.
No, I give them like peanuts.
How many people do you get recognized by at these games?
So Ben was very
right?
annoyed with me because we kept going to trying to go to the Shamrock Club for halftime, and by the time we got in there, halftime was over because I got stopped so many times. But
See,
in fairness, I was also betting the second half of the game. He thought I was like texting and taking pictures. Like I was trying to get good cell phone service so I could get a second half bet in.
I can see that.
Yeah. So
does it hurt your feelings at all? Me and Brett are going to the LIV golf tournament at LVCC on Friday. So Brett is fine.
I thought about
going
faking,
to a golf tournament with me.
Can we still use COVID as an excuse not to work? Because I thought about telling Clay Travis and Outkick, like, hey, I think I got COVID, and then I go to LIV with you guys, and then I magically feel better, and I'm like, whoop, must have just been a hangover.
That sounds like COVID.
Yeah, it was like a 2-day hangover. Remember? I couldn't even barely do the show with you. It sucked.
Here's a note I have. So, I went to West Virginia University.
Correct.
We're not very good this season. And then...
Well, it's not fair. You lost a great coach.
Well, bottom line, they're not very good.
Okay.
And then I'm a lifelong Georgetown Hoyas fan. So my dad
they're
went.
really not very good.
We suck. And I want a team to root for. I've been trying...
So you're going to root for K-State?
No. I've been trying to come up with a team with my brother.
Why aren't you going to root for K-State?
Because they can't win it all. I want a team to win it all.
Well, of course they can't win it all. Who gives a fuck? It's going to be awesome.
No, I want
They might be able to win the whole NIT, though.
NIT. I want a team to root for to win it all. Me and my brother, we tried a few things. We got this bet on North Carolina, me and Peter.
Yeah, North Carolina.
And then they lost to Clemson, I think, last night.
Yeah, but now's the time to bet North Carolina then.
Here's what I want.
They look good.
I want our producers, I want a poll, and I want the people to tell me who to bet. And I'll bet them. What's the difference?
It's only money.
Because I want to have somebody to root for. Give me the team. Give me the winner. It doesn't need to be some wild long shot. I want them to realistically have a chance to win.
Yeah, but long shots are so much more fun.
But I want a team that can realistically win. Give me your pick.
Just bet Mike Riggs' Kansas Jayhawks.
I watched Kansas. They looked incredible on Saturday.
Of course they did.
They
That's why they were a great bet against spot. When you guys ushered out a 4.5, and I said the game should have been 6.5 in Manhattan, and I said, well, now I have to bet K-State.
Bill Self is the best coach, one of the best coaches I've ever seen at plays out of the timeout. He always draws.
I would agree with that.
He always draws up a great play. I like
Aunt Helen. It was really not funny, but I don't think
you're not a funny person.
Well, I'm going to say this because people are going to take it the wrong way. So I'm going to preface that first. This is not funny, haha.
Okay.
Aunt Helen commented on how great Bill looked because we were catty corner from him.
He's a nice looking guy.
And I go, yeah, he almost died. He had to lose some weight. And then her face just went like this, in front of like 6 other people, like Kelly. And I was like,
is that even true?
He was not doing very well last March. So, but that's the a compliment to him. He's lost a lot of weight since then. I think he had to have like heart surgery or something. But he's looking. Toupee looks good. He's looking good.
Give me a team. Mike Rigg, our producer. I want a poll. John Hoagland, the unit. A poll. I want people to tell me what to bet on, and then I'll put my money on it. I'd love if Kelly joined me. I'd love it if Kelly would you join me on it? We had fun on the Survivor thing together.
We did have fun on the Survivor, but I don't want the most public team. So what I'd like to do is
bet 2 teams. You're
no,
rich.
No. What I'd like to do is get whoever has. Okay, so we're gonna do the poll. John has to bet the team that everybody agrees on, and then give me one of the teams that like 6 people say that's like middle of the road, more long shot, like 25, 30 to 1.
But
That's what I want.
if you're picking it, then you might as well just make a bet.
No, I'm not picking it.
I'm at the mercy
the social media guys are picking it. We're going to let Louie, we're going to let JH, we're going to let those guys say, okay, Cal, here is the middle of the road team, like 6 people suggested. That is not middle of the road.
Mike Riggs says Tennessee. I'm not even going to ask Louis D'Onofrio. Louis D'Onofrio is
gonna say South Carolina.
Shameless homer. Where is Louis D'Onofrio?
God, I hope K-State women get to play them when Aoka Lee comes back.
Where is Louis?
Of course he's not here. Where else would he be?
All right,
doing
whatever.
His job?
So
I flew in at like 1 o'clock in the morning last night.
Quiet weekend last week. Really good college basketball on Saturday.
Yes.
Did you see Liverpool Arsenal on Sunday?
I know.
Liverpool lost to Arsenal Sunday.
Arsenal is...
They're North London. I
didn't know that. I would have guessed Italy. No, wait, that's Juventus.
It's English Premier League.
I don't fucking know.
North Italy is the English Premier League.
I don't know what the difference is. Like when they play the Euro Cup, then they play each other. I don't know.
I barely survived the weekend. It was an 8:30 a.m. game.
I know nothing about soccer other than binge watching Ted Lasso last summer.
Let's talk about the Super Bowl. So we are.
Are you sure? That seems just really like.
You don't want
and
to
there's just so many other things we could talk about that would be way better than Sunday's game.
What? Name one.
I don't know. Let's just continue talking about college basketball and like the NBA. Hey, it's about to be the All-Star break. Baseball season's coming up. Are you guys going to book college baseball?
The NBA regular season.
My friend Matt Grissom is doing this whole college baseball guide he sent me, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, man! Like, it's going to take me like weeks to read. It's like the Blue Ribbon college basketball book, and now I'm like, I think I got to bet college baseball.
We put out baseball regular season win totals on Tuesday.
For MLB or for college?
Oh, for MLB.
Are you guys going to book college? I asked you that.
Yeah, we'll do college baseball.
Are you guys going to have Heisman odds out so I can bet Avery Johnson at some egregious number he's never going to win?
Let me ask Chase Michelson. He's our Heisman guy.
Because I just feel like Super Bowl, this game just is like, I'm just not that excited. Like, everybody's like, come to Vegas. The buzz is going to be crazy. Where's everybody at?
Well, aren't they on Radio Row?
I guess.
People do? I don't know.
Why would you want to be there?
Do they serve beer on Radio Row, Mike?
No, of course they don't.
This is better.
Do you know how many, like, emails I've gotten from them about coming to get some elusive credential, and I'm like, do I really have to go wait in line for an hour to get a thing that says I can go talk on the radio?
Do you have like celebrity status where you can just go to the front of these lines?
No, actually, I just got a text from our producer. I was like, hey, let me know. We've had some real issues getting credentials. Let me know if you have a problem. I'm like, great. So Ariel and I are like, maybe we'll go at like 7:30, be like the first people in line. And Mike's like, seems excessive. I'm like, you're correct. Because if I've already had 2 margaritas by the end of the show, and it is 2:44 Vegas time, by the time dinner rolls around, then we've got like 3 parties to go to.
You going to 3 parties tonight?
I don't know. There's just a lot. There's just a lot going on, and like, I should be really excited to be here. I should be like, fuck yeah, Super Bowl. But
Do you feel like you've been complaining a lot about your accommodations?
Of course I've been complaining about my accommodations.
Yeah.
I got a free hotel room in Vegas for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Do you know the last time that I got a free hotel room? I had a double suite conjoined room with Ariel Epstein. I had a bathtub that could have fit like 5 of us.
Yeah, but what?
And I was just like so looking forward to last night. I got off the plane. I'm like, God, man, my neck hurts, my back hurts. I get in my room. Where's my giant soaking tub?
We have to get. It's a regular room. It's the Super Bowl.
A regular room. I got a regular room.
So we can't talk about the Super Bowl. We're just going to keep this line of.
What do you got for the Super Bowl, JM?
So the Niners. We got the highest number in town.
Still,
we got
nobody
Niners
else is 2.5.
So I wanted to talk about that because
Okay.
I see this a lot on.
Well, I just want you to know I talked to Jay Cornegay, and I think there might be some conflicting information here.
About what?
Just go ahead.
Who's higher than 2.5?
Nobody. Go ahead.
So what's conflicting?
About why you think you're 2.5.
Oh, that's fine. But let's talk about this. I see this a lot on X. That used to be Twitter. We got 73% of our money line bets on the Chiefs, 71% on Kansas City. That is meaningless.
73% of your money line bets on Kansas City.
And that's a meaningless number because
Okay.
we've got plus 115 on the money line, which I think is higher than anybody's. If somebody's higher than that in Nevada, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, minus 135. It looks
Minus
like on the odds
135.
board behind me.
I haven't seen a higher number than that. So when you're dealing a number that's higher than everyone else, you're gonna have a ticket count.
Well, because
that
that's what
slants
you're...
to the dog.
Well, and this is what I kind of wanted to argue with about on social media, but
Please
I'm
argue
turning
with me.
over a new leaf where I'm not going to argue with losers on the internet anymore.
And there's nobody else to argue with on, because who else would waste their time arguing on social media? There's nobody to argue with. You can argue with a winner on social media?
Correct. So You guys are
Or a
basically
neutral
saying,
person.
but
Neutral.
now correct me if I'm wrong. You guys are like, come on, Kansas City money, come on
Well, you could-
over to the Superbook.
It depends on how aggressive you want to go. If we went to like Kansas City +3, we'd write all the Kansas City.
There's
we
no
want.
way you guys are going to +3.
We're not going to do that. Until
Nobody's
the
going to
end.
+3. Tell me that right now.
I can't say that for sure. How do you know that?
We're talking 2.5 to 3 is a massive move. What?
Yeah, but I don't know.
What needs to happen
I
in
don't
order
know
for you guys
what
to go
kind
to
of.
3?
You said nobody.
What needs to happen in order for the market to go to 3?
Point at me.
Yes.
It would depend on who bet it. I mean, if there were some really sharp people laying 2.5,
They're not
which
gonna
I
do that.
don't think is going to
They're
happen.
not going to. So my
But
point is
if
not
it
going to get
did-
to 3.
Well, you said nobody's going to get to 3. One book could get to 3. Panic might set in.
Panic based on futures liabilities?
No, everybody already knows their futures liabilities.
Right. So
But what if
why
you-
would they
what if
go to
you-
3?
I
Tell me
don't-
why any
What if you
book
took a
in the
what if you took a
continental
big
United States
you took
would
a
go to
big
3.
bet and you were exposed?
Mattress Mac walks in to Colorado.
I don't know who that is. I can't talk about specific customers. I've never heard of that person.
He walks into Colorado
Officially, I don't know who that is.
and bets $3 million on. He wants and he bets $3 million on the Niners.
Yeah.
You guys, is Colorado going to go to 3?
No, what they usually would do is like I mean, first of all, you shouldn't do anything in that scenario.
Yeah,
But
that's my
what they
whole
would
point.
probably do is go to like +2.5 adjusted juice.
Okay.
You said because in your scenario he laid -2.5, right?
Correct.
So they probably would go to like +2.5 plus something instead
Kansas City.
of going to 3.
Okay. That's kind of what
That's
I thought.
my guess. I can't speak for.
No,
First of
but-
all, I don't know who this person is.
My
So,
point was,
the
so
scenario doesn't even
in
make sense
Kansas
to
City,
me.
we had lunch with my buddy Ben. He's a big Chiefs guy, and he's like, "Well, I don't want your opinion on the game. You hate the Chiefs."
Yeah, you do. What'd you say
Anyway.
to that? Yeah, what?
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No.
You're a Broncos fan.
Yeah. Yeah, and those Broncos, man, boy, let me tell you. I will say
Tell me
on,
what?
on
Tell me.
Halloween, that Broncos money line was sweet. That was
Chiefs.
fun.
The sharp money came in at 1 and 1.5.
Patrick Mahomes flu game.
The sharp money came in at -1 and -1.5. So you go out to 2.5 to see if that's where the wise guys will buy back.
But they're not.
They have not yet. We're talking. What is today? Wednesday.
So
We got 4 days.
we do have 4 days. And as Mr. Cornegay, I listened to
Yeah.
him
What
do
did
it.
Jay say?
Well, he did a little media hit, and I asked him about your futures liabilities.
Yeah.
Because, I wanted to help the media out, right? They want to talk about Taylor Swift props that you can't legally bet
Let's talk about
anywhere in the continental United States. And they want to talk about national anthem bets that you can't bet here either. But I kind of just gave them a little word of advice so they didn't feel as stupid, because nobody understands actually how any of this works. So
How any of what works?
booking games
Oh,
and
okay.
moving markets.
Yeah.
So I asked Jay, I said, Jay, what's your Niners futures liability? Looks like he goes, we're in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are in good shape on both teams, pretty
Yeah,
much.
better on the Niners, but good on both. Yeah, I got into a thing with Ed Salmons.
You and Ed, man, it seems like you guys get into it a little too
We
much.
got
I
into-
like Ed a lot.
he got
I
really-
know he spends a lot of time in Utah, but like,
He got offended because we actually won on the conference futures this year, and he got offended when I made.
and normally you don't.
I made a comment like, "Wow, we never win on those," and then Ed yelled at me, and I was
Just like you never went on Heisman.
No, we never win on the
But
Heisman.
that's why I would like
No,
to donate.
You guys can yell at me all you want.
$1,000
We don't win on the Heisman. We
That's why
always lose on
I want to donate $1,000 to your Heisman pool. You're welcome.
Look, the only reason we won last year on the conference futures is because Ed is a shameless Eagles homer. Don't turn this down, Mike.
Well, you
It's true.
just put it in your face, so he's got to
That's what
take
I
his
wanted to.
headphones off.
I wanted to do that.
Good
That's why we
grief.
won last year. Okay. Do you want to talk about?
What else you got on that sheet of yours?
Well, they wanted us to talk about this. Everyone's asking us about Taylor Swift, a very popular singer-songwriter. I believe she's dating one of the Chiefs.
Okay.
So we can't do any props on that, guys. We would do it if we could. We would book anything that we can write money on. We'd book the presidential election if we could.
what about Pope bets?
Sure.
I'm going to go ahead and guess the book that I whooped their ass on the Pope bets probably never going to take Pope bets ever again.
We
He
can't-
just turns that feature. He just calls Costa Rica and turns that feature off.
We can't do.
You know why? Because I got inside information on who the next Pope
Well,
was going
that's
to be.
exactly why. That's why we don't do like what will be the first song of the halftime show.
But who gets inside information on the presidential election? Because you and I did an entire show on that.
Who gets inside? Don't ask me
How do you get
that.
inside information on that? That's what I'd like to know.
I already know who's gonna win, so don't.
do?
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Oh.
Okay. We can't do stuff unless Nevada Gaming Control Board approves it. So we don't have anything on Taylor
or
Swift.
Iowa, or Colorado,
Yeah.
or Maryland, or
Whatever-
Tennessee,
whatever state you
or
want to use.
Virginia. Yeah, none of these states can.
No Taylor Swift, no
There are
Gatorade
states
color.
that won't even let you do the coin flip. I saw a tweet this morning from Bill Sparrows, and he said that the state that he's in, Massachusetts, was actually arguing today to allow a coin flip bet. That is not something that's predetermined. It's not like a halftime first song, right? The Gatorade
But
color.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's why we can't do it. Somebody knows what's going to be the first song because there's people at the rehearsal.
Of course there
And
is.
they know who's the halftime show.
I don't know.
Me neither. Usher.
Oh, Usher. Thank you.
Usher is the halftime show.
I know
So
Reba McEntire is singing the national anthem.
somebody knows that. Somebody knows the Gatorade color.
Good for Reba.
Somebody knows all that stuff. So we can't do it. No Taylor Swift.
My dad's
Stop
a big
asking.
Reba fan. Stop laughing. You're laughing, and my dad's a big Reba fan. That's how I know.
I'm going to run through these quickly. Super Bowl MVP. That's our most popular prop bet.
Ooh,
We got the most tickets on Christian McCaffrey. He's 4-1.
that makes sense.
Our biggest liability is George Kittle.
Ooh.
He's 40-1. Here are two other liabilities. Kelly's guy, Travis Kelce.
Can I backtrack on MVP? So
No,
if you
you
remember,
cannot do it.
Von Miller,
gotta keep the
50
show
to,
going.
50 to 1, Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
I was here in the theater. That
I
was
remember
really
that.
exciting for me.
Super Bowl
Big
50.
day for me as a Broncos fan. So me and my buddies are looking for another defensive player. I know that was kind of a one-off.
George Karlaftis, maybe. I think he's popular. You know who's not going to be
No,
the
I was thinking maybe like a Nick Bosa or a Chris Jones, depending on which side you liked.
I feel like Chris Jones is washed up.
Okay, so you know the witch. So the witch sent.
No, I don't. I know you've
We've
talked
talked about the
it,
witch
yes.
before, right? And Radke won outright.
Yeah,
plus
actually, I
165.
watched that fight. He smoked that other guy.
Yes, he did.
Nice job.
So
Touche.
going to the nail salon pays dividends. So she pulled up. Now, granted, she's a Chiefs fan. She pulled up the whole star chart. And she only does stuff with the Chiefs because it's really hard to do team sports. And she said a player that's relatively washed up is going to resurface. So it's funny you
Travis
said that.
Kelce.
No, he already resurfaced last game, last
okay.
two games. I'm talking about like a defensive, like a Chris Jones. Like maybe
Yeah.
the Chiefs do win this game, like in a strong defensive battle.
Yeah,
And
it's
he
possible.
gets 2 or 3 sacks and a strip sack maybe, or I don't know. So that's why I like to look for those longer shots when I bet MVP.
You can't even call Chase Young washed up because you'd have to be good
That
first
was not very nice.
to then become washed up. Chase Young,
Just because he left your team does not mean you get to make fun of him.
I just make fun of him because he sucks.
So, Ariel Epstein was supposed to join us for the
Yeah,
show,
she'll
but
be on the show.
I haven't seen her at all yet. And
Let me give you the other two liabilities. Kelce, that's Kelly's guy, and Blaine Gabbert, 200-1. So that's become
What?
a thing. People will bet the backup quarterbacks at the super long odds.
people will or sharp people will?
People will.
Just random people say,
Well,
I'm going to bet Blaine Gabbert.
If Mahomes didn't leave the Super Bowl last year, I don't think he's leaving the Super Bowl. Mahomes was clearly hurt at halftime last year.
Yeah.
They went into the locker room. They gave him something.
Yeah.
And he came out, won the game.
And if you talk to Joe Montana, that stuff is not very good long term.
So the Wager Talk people said that they want us to use words like sharp bets. Is that
Sharp
correct?
action,
Sharp action.
best bets,
Best bet.
Super Bowl prediction.
Here are the sharp prop bets. I wrote down 5. These are sharp prop bets for Super Bowl 58.
Only 5, huh?
5's a lot. How many do
I
you
feel like
need?
there's more than that. I feel like you're like saving them for Nesson or something. Go ahead.
Jawan Jennings, Niners receiver, over 8.5 and 9.5 for his longest catch. Kansas City, these are their team sacks, over 2, -110. Now, this is under rushing attempts for both starting running backs. McCaffrey under 19.5. Pacheco, is that the kid's name?
Yeah, Isaiah Pacheco.
I don't know players' names. Under 16.5. And over 3.5. This was near and dear to my heart. Over 3.5 made field goals at +140. I like field
Excuse
goals.
me,
think they're
I
funny.
texted that one to the group last
I know.
week.
So those are 5.
I didn't bet it at SuperBook Sports. Don't you guys worry. Don't you go on X and tell everybody that John Murray
Well,
put it in for me.
It doesn't even make any sense. I was in Nevada. They don't even have DraftKings in Nevada.
No shit. That's how dumb. This is how dumb my life is. Anyway, maybe I might go add to it at the SuperBook.
They
just
want
for
us to
fun.
do predictions. My prediction, I think I think the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl. I
So
really
do I.
do. But keep in mind, I said I thought the Ravens were going to beat Kansas City. So somebody asked me what I thought, and I said, well, the Niners are better than the Chiefs, which they are.
Well,
but the Ravens are better than the Chiefs, too.
So tell me this. Maybe we run it back, we take Chiefs team total under, and just don't bet the side.
You want to do it?
I think we should. I
I'll
think
do
that's a
that.
great idea. What do you guys have right now?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Good grief. Alternate totals. Good grief. This is a lot. Team total. 23 and a
Get it
half.
closer to the board.
I'm getting old. I need glasses. 23 and a half.
That sounds about right. No, but I will say the only thing I don't like about that is we did see sharp money on over 47 and a half. I said that on the show last week.
I would agree that I see this. So Pam and I talked about this morning at breakfast.
Pam Maldonado.
And I don't know where she's at because we're supposed to be doing a height off so I can tell everybody how much taller I am than her. Which we're going to get on that this week. Okay. For the Octagon. You were supposed to be like Dana White. We're going to get out there. I know she's got way bigger guns than I do.
I like Dana
Oh,
White.
look, we got UFC gloves and everything. Let's go. Anyway, I am taller than her.
Stable genius.
I am definitely taller than her. So
I thought we were making our Super Bowl picks.
we are. So Pam and I talked this morning at breakfast, and she's got some interesting stats. What I think I'm going to do instead of betting the game under is I'm just going to wait and bet the second half under. Which you can bet right now, correct? You can bet it now.
We have second half wagering right now.
But I'm going to wait because I think the first.
Kelly,
Did you give me two lefts? Oh.
Kelly, you're very near and dear to my heart. I can't let you fight Pam Maldonado.
I think I get to take these claws off, but I think you have no idea. Pam and I laughed. We did, they called me on Saturday and wanted to break it down, our friend JVT.
Jonathan Von Tobel.
He did
I love
not.
John.
I know you do. And he was like, Kelly, she's like minus 750. The bookmakers did you a favor and made you a plus 350 underdog. They have no idea.
Really? You think so? She seems kind of feisty. Can you say that?
Pam is, again, a lover, not a fighter. First of all, she's a Taurus. Yeah, right.
I don't even know what that means. My pick is the Niners. I don't think you should get cute. And go with the team total on this one.
These are great. I'm going to wear these out to the Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce party tomorrow night. You want to go? Want to be my +1?
No, I don't want. Ow. I don't want to go to a Travis Kelce party.
He's not even going to be there.
I'm not a big
He has to
fan.
play in the Super Bowl on Sunday. But it's going to be Jason, and maybe we'll just all take our shirts off and slam beers.
I like Jason Kelce. I don't like Travis Kelce.
Same.
Do you want to give us a pick before the mailbag segment?
Yeah, I'm going to go. I do lean towards the under, but again, I'm going to wait. I think this could be reminiscent of the Super Bowl where the wonky over Peyton Manning's head, and it was going to be an over. I had the under in that.
I had no safety in that game.
Yeah,
I bet there would be no safety. I lost
right
in the
out of
first
the
play.
gate. Yeah.
So, that was
and I
awful.
was like, fuck, and I went immediately. I remember I was at the D, and I went immediately and was like, what's the live bet? And because I knew that my under was toast. So that's why I think it's just I'm going to wait till halftime. But I could see it being a higher scoring first half, lower scoring second half. But I'm going to go 27-17, which is why I like under 23.5 for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Remember, the Niners were considered the best team in the NFL pretty much all year.
Okay, so if you look at the team total, right, that equals 48.
Well,
24.5, 23.5.
But what is the
and that
ju-
equals
what's the
-1.
What's the juice on it?
The over is even for the Niners, -120 to the under, 110 on both sides of the
Well, we
Chiefs.
try to use booking numbers.
Correct, I understand that. So, but my point is that's 48. The total's 47.
47.5.
So then that means you're gonna screw with everybody, and they're gonna look at the team total. The general public's gonna walk in there. Well, the team total equals 48. It must be over. So there's that. And then secondly, I'm just telling you, a just random person walks into the book and they see that.
Random person isn't wearing UFC gloves and ranting and raving. This is an unlikely scenario after a third margarita.
That is not my third margarita.
Second and a half.
First of all, I got the one at Velvet, which, by the way, the Westgate has a brand new lounge, and it is sexy as fuck. And so they have some really good margaritas. And then John Murray did not walk over there and get me one. I gave mine to Ariel.
Oh, you gave the second one to Ariel.
Yeah, because she met me and I gave her Caesar salad from Sid's. And so this is my
This is your
second one.
second one. Sorry.
Yes, I
My
said
bad.
that.
Sorry, guys.
And also, whatever. I really wanted the high-end cocktail glass. No problem. So back to the aforementioned team total. That says it's a 1-point game.
It's a lot of team total talk.
So they think that they're going to get 2.5 with the Chiefs. I don't know. I just think you guys are going, come on in, guys. Come bet the Kansas City Chiefs and bet the over.
Just think about the Niners all season. They were always considered the best team. Remember when they played at Philadelphia Philadelphia was 10-1, and they were laying 3 points in Philadelphia. Remember when they played the Ravens on Christmas Day? I know they lost.
Well, I was on the Niners in Philly.
They were a 5.5 point favorite in that game. They have been the best team all year. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl. Do you want to do the mailbag? Can you focus?
I'm just trying to drink with my... It's not very easy to drink with gloves on. It's like you're like a little kid.
Mailbag.
So we had to kind of cut the mailbag questions short, but
I think that was because you were too long-winded in the first segment?
Probably, but I also think because we can use some of those later, but really, really great cards here. Rough Bowl special.
This is good stuff. Who did this? Was it you, John? This is John Hoagland. This guy's creative.
Okay, Wiggy 1313 on XS.
Like Woogie, like Dom Woganowski.
Wig.
Remember Dom Woganowski from
Have either of you seen the show at the Sphere? Just got tickets today for Dead & Company June 7th. Can't wait to check it out. I have not, but shout out to my girlfriend Amanda who helped build the Sphere. Female engineer, K-State grad. What's up? It looks fucking awesome because I can see it out of my hotel room.
You can.
I got out of my hotel room window.
Pretty cool view of it.
Yeah. The hotel room, not so great. I don't have the giant soaking tub. I have to sleep in a very small bed that's not king-sized with Brett. He complained about that. You're laughing because John Murray brought a whole suitcase of Viva to my room, and he walked in and he was like, oh, those are small beds. I'm like, yeah, we should just push them together because normally we'd have a king-size bed. It's free. It's Super Bowl week. It's free. Anyway, the Sphere looks awesome. I have had several friends go to concerts there. Shout out to you. I have not got to go yet, but shout out to my friend Amanda as well. Do you want to go next?
I haven't been to the Sphere. I can't afford it in this economy, Mike. That is absurd. I could never afford something like that. I will do the next question. It's from Dr. Drew. That's at Mud ASKUNT 340. I don't know. That's on X. He asked, how much did you hit when you won the 50-50 at the Kansas State game, Kelly?
Okay.
How much money did you win?
So this is why.
What year was that?
2018.
Oh, that money was worth something.
I saw that K-State was like a 2.5 point favorite in the game, and I told Brett, I was like, hey, we got to go back for Big Monday. We have to go back. Okay. I looked. I think we flew like Allegiant to Wichita or something. I don't know.
I've actually flown Allegiant to Wichita. I've flown
direct from Vegas because
Vegas
that was like the cheapest way to get there.
Yes, I've done that.
We stayed at Aunt Helen's house.
I like Wichita.
But whatever. So we go, and as soon as I walk in, and I've never seen this before in K-State history, and they don't have it anymore, is a 50-50. And I'm like, here's my credit card, 50-50, because everywhere you go in Vegas or anywhere else in the world, they take credit cards. Cash only. And I'm like, oh, I didn't bring any cash into the game.
Kansas.
I know, but so I look, Aunt Helen's like, I only have a 20. Or no, Aunt Helen's like, oh, I have money. I go, give me $100. She goes, I'm not giving you $100 for the 50-50. I go, Aunt Helen, I will give it back to you, but like, give me $100. I got to buy $100 for the 50-50.
$100 was a lot of money in 2018. Let's just get that out.
And Aunt Helen goes, I'll give you 20. And I'm like, how rude. Like, I'm going to pay you back.
She gave you $20.
So I only got $20, which is like, 20 numbers on the 50-50. So then I sneak into the Legends room.
It's a long story.
I sneak into the Legends room. I am not sober. And I come out. I've got a cup of vodka for my mom.
Okay.
I've got a beer.
I like Susan.
I've got a beer for my girlfriend, Erin. I got a beer for Brett, and I got a seltzer for me.
How did you get 5 drinks?
Because I shoved them in my pants to sneak out of the... It's February. You, shove them in your pants because they're not open. You tip the bartender $20 and you say, don't fucking open this. So I walk out with...
Is that a common tip for you? Because I had to tip that last bartender $20.
Yes. That's how you make friends. They don't like you. They want money. I used to be a bartender.
Okay.
So I come out with this cup of vodka. It looks like a water. So my mom's just drinking it. I'm drinking my seltzer. Aaron and Brett had dumped theirs in their previous beer cups. I'm just drinking out of the can. Well, at that point in time, you weren't allowed to have an open beverage. So security comes over. There's like 3 minutes left in the game. K-State's winning the game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? They want to kick me out of the stadium for having a beer. And I'm like, you are fucking kidding me. And in that moment,
why didn't you just pour it into a cup or something?
I don't know. I didn't realize that the rules were still in place. Whatever. Whatever.
I
knew I was breaking rules.
Into a sporting event?
Okay. Yeah, that's what you do when you're poor. When you're a kid, you learn. Did you ever see the fake tampons that you put booze in? That's how we got into everything in college. My girlfriend had a kid, so she had a diaper bag. She never came to the games. We would take her diaper bag, throw booze in the bottom, put diapers and then tampons over top. So you go to the guy and he'd be like, oh, yeah, you go ahead. I'm like, sorry, my kid's in there. I never had a kid, obviously.
We used to sneak stuff into the Redskins games in my brother. Like I'm
He
sorry,
was like little?
They used to be called the Redskins. They were the Redskins at this time. Now they're the football team. We'd like
No,
he'd
they're
have,
not. They're called the Commanders.
Now they're the Commanders. He'd have like a big hat, and we'd stick food products in there in his jacket because he was little. They wouldn't pat him down.
Of course not. Yeah.
So
anyway,
how did you win the 50-50?
So anyway, so then
Sorry,
like
Mike,
then
they
the
were the
announce the
Redskins at that
50-50
time.
comes up and I'm like yelling with the security guard lady. I'm like, yeah, sure. Here, just take the beer. I just won the 50-50. Like, I just won the 50-50. Let's go, right?
Dr. Drew's question is how much?
So
We're talking about beers and tampons and
So
diaper
I am
bags.
like-
What the hell's going on?
50-50. I won a 50-50. Like just and then K-State wins the game.
Were you the only one in it?
I am like ecstatic, right?
Okay.
We go to Aggieville. I buy the entire bar pizza because the kitchen was already closed. Like my buddy Scotty owns Kites in Aggieville. I'm buying drinks. I am like just being
How much did you hit?
complete and utter monster.
How much did she hit?
So we had to go drive back to Wichita the next afternoon, like at noon we had to leave. So it's like 9:30 in the morning and I am in rough shape.
Shocking.
And it is ice, rain, Kansas, crappy weather. I am sliding up
I like Kansas.
Bramlage Coliseum like in my Ugg boots, like sliding, trying to get to the top. I get to the top. I'm like, here's my driver's license. Here's my 50-50 ticket because they wouldn't let me cash it that night because the box office was closed.
Oh, you had to go back to get the money?
The next morning, super hungover.
Oh, shit.
She's like, congrats, the 50-50 was $1,290. I'm like, I only won $1,290? I was like, come on, that's my 50-50 winnings? And she goes, no, of course not. You only get 50% of that. You win $645. Oh, by the way, here's a tax form you have to fill out for your gambling winnings.
You're kidding me.
It was the worst day of my life.
How much did you... That was the worst day. You've had a pretty charmed life. How much did you spend on pizza at Aggieville?
And booze, probably
Yeah.
like $200.
Oh, it's just
But it doesn't matter. It was still a win, but it was almost as bad as when Ray emailed me and was like, hey, you got third place in the quarterly. And I'm like, cool, 3 dimes. Thanks, Ray. And then I found out I didn't actually win it, and that's my agent. It's like the same thing.
Don't they say, guys, maybe you guys know?
Not
they say what the winnings are?
They didn't. Not that night. I swear to you. Or I was really drunk and I didn't notice it. But anyway, I was
I'm
like,
gonna go with option B.
$1,290. I was like so bummed, and she's like, no, of course not. You only win half that.
Third question.
Jason,
That was a long
still 12. It was terrible.
That was a long question.
I've waited a long time to tell this story.
That's why we had to cut the mail back down to like one question. A long fucking answer, Mike.
I told you this is what happens
Yeah.
when you give me too many margaritas. Okay, Jason's still 12 on excess. Say you received 2 tips. Oh, this one I sent this one to JH because I wanted to answer this.
So this is one of your burner accounts?
No, you don't get to answer this. I'm going to answer this first.
Then why are you asking it? Here.
Fine, you read it and I'll answer.
All right, at Jason Still 12 on X.
This is wild.
Say you received 2 Super Bowl tickets for free, so you invited a woman to go with you. Do you understand what this is? Do you know what this joke is?
Oh, it's a joke?
All right, let me finish it.
Oh, well, I thought it was
So you
real
invited-
life. I was going to give him real life advice.
You invited this guy's funny. So you invited a woman to go with you, but when she found out you only got 1 bed in the hotel,
well,
she was
you
put
already
off.
ruined it. You said it was a joke.
Would you still take her, or would you re-gift them to your mailman? You don't understand this reference?
No, you don't go. You don't go. You don't take a woman to the Super Bowl if she's not going to put out.
It's Tim Watley.
I don't even know who that is.
Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston
Yes, I
plays
know who that
Tim
is.
Watley in Seinfeld.
Okay,
He
my
invites
point
Elaine
was,
to the Super Bowl. What do they got there?
I
A
got
couple of
invited
beds?
to a Super Bowl. I got invited to the Broncos Super Bowl in freaking Palo Alto or wherever the hell.
Santa Clara.
Yes, that place. And Brett was like, you're absolutely not going with this rich guy. I'm like, it's the different Broncos. And he's like, are you insane?
That guy-
So anyway, my best friend Tiffany got to go, and then they dated for a long time afterwards. And I was
So Brett was right.
And I had to go hang
So
out at
Brett
the.
was
I had
totally-
to
that
go
guy
hang
obviously had an
I had to go
agenda.
hang out at the SuperBook Theater and watch my Broncos instead of getting to cash a Von Miller 50-1 MVP
And
ticket
potentially
live.
cheating on Brett with some loser.
First of all, I would.
I know
I'm
you
not a
would.
cheater.
No,
I wouldn't cheat.
you're not.
I
You're
just
not.
wanted to go to the goddamn Super Bowl. But the point being, now looking back in hindsight, no, you don't take this broad.
Jason Still on X. Jason Still 12 on
John
X.
Murray.
Very funny. That is it. I'm getting the Jimmy Valvano here from our
Wrap it
producer.
up, wrap it up.
Wrap it up. That's funny. That's a Seinfeld reference.
Of course it is.
It's a Seinfeld reference. Newman ends up going to the Super Bowl. Very
Some
funny.
girl that's not going to put out.
No, he went with Jerry. So why are you? Tell us a little bit about what you're doing here, Ariel. You're a big Raven.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording right now.
Oh, things just happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
we're recording. Would you like some margarita?
Yeah, sure. So
behind.
actually, I came here because I usually take my Advil with water, but in Vegas I take it with margaritas because that's the only thing that is in me and Kelly's room.
Well, that's not
Correct.
true.
You didn't give any waters. Our rooms had no water.
I gave you 3 dozen.
Viva and no water.
Yeah,
A lot of Viva,
a lot of Viva.
no water, and we've got 2 margaritas now.
Water. That word.
So you asked what I'm doing here.
Sidestep that. Why don't you? What are you here for? You're here to promote.
We're here to see the Ravens win the goddamn Super Bowl, John Murray, so I could cash
And then
20
Taylor
grand.
Swift decided to change the script because she makes more money for the NFL than the Ravens do.
Is that what you think happened?
Ooh.
Yes.
See, I think cause
Shots fired.
because
Tay-Tay.
I liked the Ravens in that game. I really thought.
I know everyone
I thought the
trusted.
Ravens were going to win by
Can
double
we not
digits.
relive this?
Why? But
You already made me relive it last
your
week.
offensive coordinator had no game plan, kid.
He had a
Right.
game plan.
And I asked her if we should fire Todd.
No.
Who's we?
And she immediately said no.
No. He had such a
I-
good year.
Listen, as somebody who's been canceled on the internet, I'd like to start canceling other people. And Todd, I wanted to cancel after that game.
So at what point do you blame Lamar Jackson? He's a 2-time MVP now, right?
Yes.
Doesn't he get any of the blame?
Of
for
course he
this?
gets some of the blame. I blame the offensive play calls, though, and I blame the head coach because, again, it starts from the top. Whether it's politics, whether it's sports, it starts at the top, right, JM? So
I don't
you wanna
blame
be-
the Harbaugh family for anything. So
I do.
I don't agree with that.
I blame John Harbaugh for not
No.
making the corrections in the second half of the game and telling Todd Monken that we have to run the football. He's the head coach, and it all goes through the leader.
She's not wrong.
Who's got it better than the Harbaughs?
Nobody.
No one's got it better
Well, I
than
guess
Jim.
Kansas City, I would imagine. The Chiefs have it better than the
The
Harbaughs.
Chiefs have it better than
Unfortunately.
John Harbaugh.
The
but
Reed
Jim's still
family.
riding off into the sunset. And
Oh, I love
he's
Jim Harbaugh.
Really happy. I'm happy for Jim. And listen, the Ravens are still going to be better off now than they were last year. I'm just looking at the positive future ahead. The Ravens still have good receivers. They still have an MVP quarterback. Lamar's got experience now in an AFC championship game. I know Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, but one day it'll happen.
Yeah, I
Ravens
know.
lost a lot of their coaching staff.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of their
Yeah, but they
defense.
still have Kelly's offensive coordinator, Todd Monken.
Kelly's guy, Todd Monken. Do you have a pick for Super Bowl 58? I know the Ravens are out, but do you have a pick anyway? Or what are you going to bet on Sunday?
I
What are
like
you
the
doing?
Niners.
Niners? Okay.
I'm not going with the public side of the Chiefs.
Okay.
And the Niners have been the better team all season. Their offense can run over this Chiefs defense. The reason the Ravens lost was because they didn't run on a team like the Chiefs, who have been run all over in the playoffs. It makes no sense. They have the best running back in the game right now, Christian McCaffrey in San
He's good.
Francisco. He could manage the game clock by just keeping the ball in his hands.
Okay, so I have a question. As somebody who does a lot of props and who's somebody
Yeah.
who's helped me do, so obviously I did.
She is the queen of props.
She is, and as
Yeah.
somebody who
Right? You have that
Yeah.
trademark, is that correct?
Prop queen.
She does.
Prop
And you know
queen.
what?
Did
Kelly in
my-
Vegas is still waiting. Like, how come hers got pushed through so fast? We did like a week apart.
She probably has a
Ariel
better lawyer.
Epstein.
She has a better lawyer. So prioritized, define prioritized.
Trademarking.
Yeah.
So the same lawyer has been dealing with Kelly in Vegas, who
And
dealt
who
with
is that?
Prop Queen.
Who is that lawyer?
His name's Darren Epstein.
And he is a relation of yours?
If you would like to
Him
think
and Jeffrey
so.
are cousins.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeffrey.
We got an edit button on this thing. And then
I like to
Sorry,
identify more with Theo Epstein because
People
apparently
all-
everyone with the Epstein name is all family.
It's just like ridiculous. Every time I
Kelly's
look
just
at her
mad
mentions-
because my dad is our attorney and he pushed mine through first, and KIV
That's his
was
daughter.
born first. But it's all about who you know.
well, of
Well,
course.
there's a saying in Vegas, and I won't repeat it on this show.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, it's
You
not
were
a
gonna
good
ask
idea.
about props though.
Let's do the props. Let's get the prop queen. Is that
No,
the
so
trademark?
I was gonna say, like, I've learned a lot about props from her. Andy Lang at Wager Talk has helped me a lot, just because it's never been something I've been into.
Which
And
is
so
why I
this-
did it, by the way.
Right. and
For
that's-
people who don't know.
Right. No, so Ariel asked
Is that
me,
a
like,
fact?
No,
Yeah.
she asked me how to break into the industry. I said, you got to find your own niche. Like, nobody gives a shit about another chick giving out sides and totals. And she's like, all right, fine, I'm going to get into
I
the prop
do. I
market.
like all the girls. in
Props weren't a
sports
big deal
betting
out here in
media.
Vegas, but they were a big deal out east.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
can see
right,
that.
like, and
Yeah, I think that's a blanket you put over the industry there.
What do you
saying
mean?
that
That's not true.
no one gives a shit about girls giving out picks. I do.
Okay. So anyway,
I It's a little unfair.
all right.
So she had to find her own niche.
So Ariel said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Honestly, the prop market is relatively beatable at the time."
Well,
It was
you got
really
you got
sharp.
much lower limits on props because the markets are probably not as
There's a lot
tight
more
They're more volatile,
options.
as a
right?
game.
Yeah.
There's a lot
so-
of factors there too. Like you got to keep your prop limits low, especially in the NBA,
Yes.
because these guys never play. You know, so it's like,
doesn't
oh,
help.
hey, Kawhi Leonard's
See, I
not
have
playing
the
tonight.
opposite perspective of it. In the NBA, these players are so regimented that they don't change anything about themselves once they're 2-3 years into the league. Becomes so much more predictable numbers-wise. Unlike the NFL, where it's all game script.
Game
Well,
script.
and that's what
Oh,
I like is the game script, right?
Script.
I thought she was saying
Right?
another
No.
kind of script.
No, no, no.
sorry.
Same.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
But in reality, she's right. Like when Brock Purdy at over 12 and a half, I think it was like minus
The rushing?
120. Yeah, when it came out. Now everybody loves it. It's like 15 and a half, minus 140. There's points where the value becomes significantly less.
Yeah.
Right? Like we talked about with our friend Dan Livchatz, shortest TD,
Mm-hmm.
under 1.5 yards.
That always wins. That always
good.
wins.
Okay, if you cannot. I laid 140.
That's a lock to win. Put that
Oh,
in there.
Okay.
Can you guys, when you guys do the graphics, I want to see like a lock. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
so-
It's gonna kill
Like
you.
put a lock next to the pick.
But the point
you know what I-
being
you,
is
you
that
got that
at,
right, John?
at minus 140,
you got that in your toolbox, right?
there's
big
a
lock.
minimal amount of value. At minus
Human lock.
150, there is
Yeah.
essentially no value, and at minus 160, it's not a good bet. And
I don't know.
that's
I
where-
think it's so. I'm so confident it's going to win. I mean, I feel like you just lay whatever.
Where's the UFC gloves?
Yeah. She already hit me once. I know what
I
you're
missed
saying.
that.
So anyway, Ariel, we would love to hear some of your favorite.
Give us your
prop bets
props.
for
Oh,
Super
that's
Bowl
what we were
LVIII.
getting to?
Sorry,
Of
that's what
course.
we
Oh.
thought we were getting to.
Oh, okay.
What does that
this,
look?
Until this mush.
It's going to win. Give me
Okay,
your
so there's
best.
an underrated player that no one's talking about, Justin Watson of the Chiefs. His over on longest reception, I think it's 12 and a half last I saw it this morning.
Okay.
He averages about 17 yards per longest catch in games on the road. So you have to look at these home road splits because these players are on the road and the Chiefs haven't played as well on the road this season. So I looked at who Patrick Mahomes has been targeting deep on the road, and it's not Rashee Rice. It actually drops for Rice on the road. He's better at home. So Justin Watson was the one that stood out to me for longest reception. Purdy under on his pass attempts. If we think the Niners are going to win, the only way that the Chiefs lost in the Super Bowl was to the Bucks, and they ran the football. Tom Brady only threw the ball 29 times in that game, and the better player is Christian McCaffrey, not Brock Purdy. So if the game script is going to work out a certain way for the Niners to win, then I would assume it's not in the hands of Brock Purdy.
I want you guys to put her props in little graphics for me, and then put Kelly's prop maybe in a bolder font. Make it more confident that it's going
And
to
then just put locks on all of them
Yeah,
because
they're all
you know
gonna
we're a
win.
very public show over here.
all
we just
that
lock
stuff,
it up, all of
that
it.
stuff is going to win. Human lock, the Chet Copper.
I don't. Why are you dropping all these L bombs? What is wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me. What? I'm rooting for you.
Which
such a
L word
fucking
are you
mush.
more afraid of, love or lock?
I feel like I think that means the battery is dying. Final Super Bowl thoughts. Thanks for joining us.
Final score. Let's hear it.
I haven't
Ariel.
seen you in
Oh,
such a
I
long
hate
time.
that
Give me,
question.
give me,
Have some more margarita so you can join me.
give us your
Oh, I
final
don't-
prediction for Super Bowl 58.
27, 20. Ooh, that's a close one. I mean, the first ones that popped in my head was 27-24.
27-24.
If you're going to get
Well,
2.5.
Team totals.
Kelly's
Yeah, I
obsessed
guess.
with team
51.
totals. It's been a
Yeah.
big theme on the show. Kelly, your pick? No middle fingers.
I already
That's not
told you
appropriate.
27-17.
Margaritas, middle
27
fingers.
to
You still
17.
didn't answer my question. I think the lock love question
He's over
is
here
really
dropping
good for her.
L bombs. I don't want to deal with it. I got JH posting terrible photos of me online. I've just had enough of today. I've got 2 more shows left plus a Kansas hit. I'm done drinking margaritas. I'm done talking to you guys.
No,
Kelly and I
you're
have to go
not.
film another show. I think the Niners win. Thank you for joining us, ladies. Thank you, Mike. Thanks, John. Louis D'Onofrio.
It's not here.
Really not good. We're going to have to talk to Louis when he gets into town. Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, guys.